I'll be sharing my thoughts on the huge New York Knicks and Minnesota Timberwolves blockbuster trade. So this sent shockwaves around the NBA world last Friday night and the world of basketball. I mean, nobody was really thinking about the NBA last Friday because we're not even in the preseason. Media day didn't happen yet, but we got a big blockbuster trade heading into the NBA season. So we seen the trade that the Minnesota Timberwolves are trading Karl Anthony Towns to the New York Knicks in exchange for Julius Randle, Dante DiVincenzo, and a first round pick for the 2025 NBA draft. So this is huge, but in my opinion, I think there's no loser in this trade. I think both teams won this trade in a way. We knew Julius Randle's time in New York was going to end at some point. This was just a way to perfectly get him out the door in New York. And we knew that the duo, realistically, of Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert, despite them making the Western Conference Finals a year ago, we knew that this duo probably wasn't going to win a title in Minnesota together. But now the Knicks finally get the center that they've been looking for a very long time now. And this gives Karl Anthony Towns the opportunity to get back to playing the 5 instead of the 4. That he was forced to play the 4 in Minnesota with Gobert playing the 5 last season. So now Karl Anthony Towns gets go back to playing the center position. It's just bad that they had to give up Dante DiVincenzo in this deal. I know my co-host Rob Sarasulo is mad about that. And giving up a good shooter and a good 6-man up in New York. But I feel like that this is going to be good for the New York Knicks moving forward. And their starting 5 that they have, I mean, their starting 5 of Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, OG, and Karl Anthony Towns. That's a good starting 5 to have in this Eastern Conference to keep up with the teams of the Philadelphia 76ers, to keep up with the reigning defending the reigning defending NBA champions in the Boston Celtics. So this is exciting for the New York Knicks, but this hurts at the same time, probably for a lot of Knicks fans that had to see Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo go and not see the Nova boys all play together. So I think this is a win-win for both teams. Now, let's get into the Minnesota Timberwolves side for this trade. Now, acquiring Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo and a first-round pick is a pretty good deal, in my opinion, for trading away Karl Anthony Towns. Now, the potential lineup of Mike Conley, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Julius Randle, and Rudy Gobert is a solid lineup with Dante DiVincenzo coming off the bench being your 6-man. This could help them stay afloat and still be contenders in the Western Conference after them making the Western Conference Finals last year. Now, the only big problem, the big question mark to me is, why did you take the time now to trade away Karl Anthony Towns? Karl Anthony Towns did a lot for Minnesota. He was there through the thick and thin days in Minnesota, there for 9 years, was there for the ups, the downs, the rebuilds, you name it. And he was a part of Anthony Edwards' success and Rudy Gobert's success, getting them to the Western Conference Finals last year. So it's head-scratching to me. Why would you send Karl Anthony Towns to New York now, knowing that you were just a few games away from making the NBA Finals? So other than that, I have no problem with this trade for both sides. The interesting thing, though, is Julius Randle, his contract, correct me if I'm wrong, his contract is supposed to expire next summer, where he could be an unrestricted free agent. So possibly this could be a 1-year rental with the Minnesota Timberwolves. We'll see. I am interested to see how this plays out for both respective teams moving forward. But this does give Anthony Edwards another shooter in Dante DiVincenzo this upcoming NBA season. But those are my thoughts on the blockbuster trade that has taken place between the New York Knicks and the Minnesota Timberwolves.